we get to the next game in the Philadelphia Eagles schedule for the 2023 season. It's Game 4, Week 4, and finally, a division rival has stepped to the table. I believe they're going to get thrashed, but we're going to look at both matchups, both in October, the beginning, and the end of the month. What's up, it's your boy Centron. Come back at you with another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. Took a pause because I was like, news? Nah, not really any. We're just about to play our first preseason game this weekend against the Ravens. Before we get there, we're going to have some more practices. But first, before we get to that, we're going to analyze our opponents set on the schedule, and it's an NFC East affair. So our opponent is none other than the Washington Commanders. I keep wanting to say Redskins because they should be the Washington nameless, listless, the Washington football team, because I mean, they quite literally just didn't really have. Without a name, you're just listless, and nobody respects you. Anyways, they just went through a wholesale. Dan Snyder has stepped down as the owner. They sold for a record $6 billion, so making that bank. And Josh, I forget what his name, but I know Magic Johnson is a minority owner. Set a precedent in football. But we're looking at the roster, and we know they're not up to par with us. But, as it showed in week 9, I want to believe, us suffering a loss against them, they can be a scrappy team and fight it, very tough and hard. Especially their defense is has the tools and can be solid, especially on that line, more than solid. They're pretty good. But anyways, let's dive into the offense first to look at the guys, evaluate, and then round 2 roll through and evaluate how they would be up against our guys. All right, anyways, Sam Howell, I'll just have one thing to say. Not ready. He's a second-year quarterback. He won the matchup against Dallas in Week 18 when they had nothing to play for, even though they were going all out and playing pretty hard, and they weren't resting their starters. That being said, man, I just don't see him. He's the worst quarterback in the NFC East, and that's saying a lot because you have Daniel Jones, who's middle of the pack, as well as Dak Prescott, who's borderline top 10. Maybe you can say he's the 10th best quarterback, or he's somewhere in that top 10, but we all know he's not going to elevate them, past their current station, where they're stuck at the divisional round. They haven't, been in an NFC Championship appearance or a Super Bowl since over 20 years. So it's been a heavy drought. But anyways, man, he has some tools in Terry McLaurin, the crafty slot weapon in Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, who's a burgeoning guy. That being said, he just doesn't have the experience to take advantage of all that. He might implode, and they might actually have to fall back on. I'm forgetting his name. The quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. I think that would actually be a better option if they're trying to win this year instead of trying to go with a potential guy. Yes, he could be a decent starter, to good starter in the league someday, but why risk it with this roster? But you have your head coach is kind of a lame duck head coach sitting there, so I mean it's not surprising, and it's the Commanders, so it's not surprising. Anyways, Brian Robinson, solid guy. He's a tough runner. Definitely was part of the game plan in keeping us off the field in the second matchup win by them. Terry McLaurin, he's a guy that deserves respect. He plays with a myriad of quarterbacks, still produces his second consecutive 1,000-yard season. The guy's dangerous. He could slay because the scheme allowed him to do so, but he is talented. Curtis Samuel, he can be a crafty, sneaky. I mean, even though he is fast, he runs a 4.3 guy out of Ohio State, slot weapon. But it's all in how you use him because he can get some touches in the run game and provide a spark there. Jahan Dotson, tall guy, still learning how to use his tools. He's only in his second season. Missed a lot of training camp and off-season time last season, and so he had a slower start. But once he got rolling, I mean, he has some tools. He has his height to his advantage, and we'll see what he has in this Eric Bieniemy, not the enemy offense. Logan Thomas, decent tight end. Charles Leno, Sadiq Charles, Nick Gates, Sam Cosmi, Andrew Wiley, All those guys are really Jags, and causes for concern. This line could be a liability. I don't even know what the strong suit is. I'm guessing the run game because it definitely ain't pass protection. Montez Sweat, talented DN, runs a 4.43, which is crazy. Had a heart condition, but he's actually been more consistent than the young pup Chase Young, who just hasn't been able to stay healthy. After he had that rookie season where he had 7.5 sacks, they thought like coming after that, but he just suffered an ACL injury and just hasn't been right. They didn't extend his contract by way of signing on for the 5th-year option year. So he'll be a free agent after this year, and they're gambling to see if he can bounce back. Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, though, those two guys bring it in the middle, and Daron Payne just got his deal this past season, making him, I think, the 4th or 5th highest paid D tackle. I think he's making like $22 million a year. Solid money. The guy just he brings his lunch pail, and he's a hard guy to run and pass against. He gets pressure, as does Jonathan Allen, the guy out of Alabama. I think he's a year younger than Daron Payne, but man, those two guys, they make it formidable line in the middle. They gave us problems in that second game as well. And it's not like there's Swiss cheese out there. The first game, you just have the superior O-line unit. But that being said, they can give you problems. They can they can with their quickness, their speed, agility, ability to diagnose plays and just be disruptive, especially screens and things like that. Misdirections, they can run down. The linebackers being average, Cody Barton, kind of replacement level player. Jermaine Davis, I thought he'd be solid, but he's disappointed. Kendall Fuller, is a scrappy guy. Emmanuel Forbes, we'll see. He's light. He's 6'1", $163. So can he handle the rigors of NFL snaps against bigger, even faster than him wide receivers? He's running 4.36, but the guy's light. Benjamin St-Juste, he can be competitive, but he's out of his depth for the most part. But he can be a solid corner at times. Safeties are just average. So quarterback, we're going to look to abuse and use this guy. Second year, he's a first-year starter, so we're going to try and confuse him, throw looks at him, disguise, blitz, getting pressure from different positions and different formations and different gaps, try to overwhelm him. And in run game, we don't mind him, going for 4 yards a pop, but we believe that we're going to have a better run defense, and you got some, some hog molly, some big guys in the middle that are, going to try and stop this guy. But with that O-line, it's not gonna, they're gonna be overwhelmed by the, us coming in waves and the guys just having their number, man. The first game we had like 8 sacks, and that was with Carson Wentz at the helm. Carson Wentz, ouch, at the helm. But I don't think Sam Howell will play better than the kid who left for Atlanta. It's just, he was the better quarterback, even though he was the inferior talent. But they decided to start Wentz just because he's signed to a big contract in the off season. So just to validate that, which is playing money ball, which is just dumb. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. But he has weapons, like I said, Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. But our corners, James Bradbury and as well as Monte Maddox in the slot against Curtis Samuel and Darius Slay match up very well with the receivers. So I don't have a big concern there. Put Darius on Terry and James Bradbury with his size on Jahan, and we should be able to do a lot there. Their tight end is not really a threat. I feel comfortable with Reed Blankenship and Terrell Evans. Combination of those two, locking him down and shutting him down. That D line, like I said, our O line going up against them, it'll be a very good matchup. But we're number one O line for a reason. I think we can handle anybody, any challenges they present. It'll be interesting to see the matchup. I would say Daron Payne or Jonathan Allen. I don't know which one it is on that over the right guard, shading over him alignment against Cam Jurgens, because he's gonna be tested all season. He's gonna be quality guys, Chris Jones, a litany of other guys that are gonna test him and see, where he is in his development. Oh, you're the second year starter. How good are you? We will find out. So, of course, they could give him some help. Have Lane Chip or and have tight end format Goddard stay in to block or Chip. So we'll see how that goes, but it's going to be a chess match out there. But I do believe their linebackers are going to be able to keep up with our running backs, and I don't see them having a coverage linebacker or even a safety that can keep up with DeAndre Swift or Kenneth Gainwell. So we're going to be able to use and abuse those release routes as well as design targets for Swift out of the backfield, split out wide, and using him as a decoy as well. So and then AJ Brown versus and especially him versus Emmanuel Forbes. I would look to try to get that matchup so he can abuse him, as well as what's his name, Devontae Smith on Emmanuel Forbes as well. Try to highlight that and let him just turn the rookie inside out. Pause. And Quez, if he can be a vertical threat, man, it's over. So I see us scoring more points than them, and like I said, if their strategy, if they keep getting close, they can just try to use that defense to slow us down, and if we shoot ourselves in the foot like we did last year so many times, penalties and pre-snap penalties, especially, it can go awry. So let's look at the schedule. So we face them October 2nd. And then the second time we face them is the 30th. So in between that, I was winning that game. I don't know if that's at us. I have to look at when where we're playing, but that matters. We're playing at home, but it's the easier slate. The tough slate really starts here: Jets, Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, then the Cowboys again, Seahawks, and then I would say it cools down from there. But that's a tough slate to go through. I don't know how many wins we can expect, but this is right in the middle of that. So coming out of this 1-1 and 1-1, and then trying to stack up another win. It's gonna be an intriguing matchup, and seeing how we can. I'll just be honest. I hate when they do this. We play them within the span of 5 games. It should be at the middle of the season and then the end, or the beginning and the end, ideally. So so that you can have some balance there. But they want to try to prevent these games from being like kind of dead games where things are already decided, so you're actually playing for something. But I just hate that, because it makes it feel like a repeat. And I have us winning both of these games, but let's look at their schedule and see how that might affect them coming into the game. But I just don't like that, man. All right, they play us, and they play the Patriots and Seahawks, Giants, Commanders, Dolphins, Rams, Jets. Oh, damn, wait. So, actually, it's like an easier slate for them. The Bears, they should be competitive for them. I don't know if they'll win the game. Because they're 2 quarterbacks that we don't. Justin Fields should give them an advantage. They upgraded, so this could be a win or a loss. This also could be a win or a loss, but I like this matchup actually. It's 2 of the unseasoned guys, and Ritter and Howell, both second-year guys. This could go either way. Theoretically, the Giants should win this, and then they're facing us, and they're playing the Patriots like that. These are tough matchups for them because, like I said, they have a second-year guy, and I want to say coming out 2 division games, they might play us a little bit tougher. So this actually could be a tough matchup. So we'll see, but it's going to be quite interesting, like I said. So let's get into some of the notes and see. So yeah, both quarterbacks end up playing. I don't disagree with that. I think they're gonna have to pull the plug on Sam, but when you do that, you damage a young man's confidence in himself. So, like I said, why set him up for failure? I say start Jacoby, then start Sam. When Jacoby is taking you as far as he can go. But they're afraid that maybe he won't see the field. But the reverse might actually cost you his career as far as in Washington, because his confidence might be shot. All right, Antonio Gibson is third down back behind Robinson. Robinson, that's a good matchup because he's a former receiver, bigger back at 220. He's like 6'3". So I like that tandem. Who cares about fantasy owners? But they're gonna have something to bring to the table with this guy catching balls out of the backfield, and him being the hammer, so to speak, because he runs hard, and he was coming off a gunshot wound last year, no fault of his own, except for maybe time, place. But yeah, you got to root for the kid. Curtis Samuel had a solid season last year, and we'll see. This trio, a lot depends on them. How's he fare in the second year? Can he keep it up, especially with the inexperienced quarterback? And will he continue to have a good seasons built upon last year? It doesn't matter. The old line is not where you want it to be. It'd be interesting. He's 166 pounds. Sorry. And Jartavius Martin, they're gonna have two rookies out there, so they could get cooked, man. They could get cooked. I think Montez Sweat might be in line for extension. 78 games, they might struggle to win that many. So they have a tough schedule. Let's just look at it at face value. I mean, this should be a win. Probably gonna be a loss. Could be a loss. Could go either way. Let's just say it's a win. Should be a loss. Could go either way. Let's just say it's a win for them. Could be a tough game. I would say it's a loss. This is Bill Belichick. He cooks rookie / young quarterbacks. That should be a loss. Let's just say that's a win. Let's just say they split. Win. Loss. Could go in their favor. Win. Loss. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough slate. I don't know how many games I had to, slated. That's it for another video. But it's going to be a tough year to be a Washington Commanders fan. And then they're going to have to reset with the name and all that stuff next year. Not really popping. All right, let's get into the roster evaluation. Looking at the positions. Jalen, Marcus, and Tanner. I don't have Tanner McGee making it. I would say practice squad, so I have two quarterbacks. DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Ken Gainwell, Boston Scott. Yeah, I think these two get cut, practice squad, and then I don't know if he makes it this year. We have other positions. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins, Olamide Zaccheaus, Britton Covey, and Joseph Nagata. I wouldn't argue with that because I think we need some insurance that in case A.J. Brown goes down, Quez slots into one of those places, and we need a backup for the backups. And Joseph, he might be a rookie, might be raw, but he's gonna give us something. These other guys just not cutting it. Practice squad, potentially practice squad between one of those two guys, and then I think we just let him go this year. Dallas Goedert, Jack Stahl, and Grant Calcaterra. Yeah, practice squad. Just let those two go. I think if we'll try him again next year and see if he's better than this guy. But he's just more promising, at least as a red zone threat. Offensive line, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Cam Jurgens, Lane Johnson, Jack Driscoll, Tyler Steen. I don't know about this guy here because he's expendable. He would be expendable because Dennis Kelly can be versatile. I would say practice squad. Brett Toth, if Josh Seals looks better than him and is able to get in better shape, I would say that he makes it. In place of him, we keep 10 O-linemen. I don't know, I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 and then 10. Practice squad, one of these guys. I think if Julian I think we have Andrews. So maybe Andrews, we keep him on the practice squad because we need a center. And I think Tyler Steen and Dennis Kelly both might cover. So, it could be tough. Josh Seals might be on the practice squad. Roderick Johnson, Trevor Reed, I think, goes on the practice squad, as well as maybe one more of these guys, but we're not going to keep too many of them around. Edge defenders, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Derek Barnett, Patrick Johnson. I don't have a problem with this because I think Patrick, Kyron, and Janarius are competing for one spot. Taron Jackson and just got caught in a numbers game. Even though he's hurt, he was the most promising out of these guys. And then I think some of them, I mean, at least one of these, I forget who is. I think Patrick or Kyron can play off the ball linebacker in a pinch. But we just got some influx of talent. We'll see how that goes. Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Marlon, and Moral Jomo. I hate to say it, but I see it going as that. I haven't heard jack squat from Kentavious or Noah Ellis, but I would love for us to keep him. So I just don't see how this I don't have a problem with this because he's been shining in camp. He's been a solid player and he's getting better each and every season, looks like. But I wouldn't be opposed to us keeping 8, but where do you make it up? Nakobe Dean, Nicholas Morrow, Christian Ellis, yeah, he's already been cut. I see us cutting him because we can get a guy that's cheaper and not his contract isn't running out. He's number 4, and then 5 and 6. I think we keep 6. Or I don't think we let Ben go to the practice squad because it's just too risky. Someone's going to try and scoop him up and develop him. But yeah, we have Zach Cunningham and then Miles Jack. It'll be interesting. Like, we could keep 5, we could keep 6. But if you keep 5, I think try to squeeze him to the practice squad. See how that goes. Darius Slade, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, Keely Ringo, and Josh Jobe. I see no problems with any of these guys because they're all, I would say, slated to win. Not good enough. Hasn't had a good camp. Practice squad, maybe between one of those two. And he's been good, but he's been on the second team. And how good is he really? Reed Blankenship, Tara Edmonds, Sidney Brown, Kayvon Wallace, Justin Evans, Tristan McCollum. Yeah, no competition there. He's been the only one that hasn't been swapped out. So yeah, I think I see him as our starter because he's the most experienced. Backup. He's gotten first team reps. I mean, for whatever reason, but I mean, apparently he's shown a little bit. And then Justin Evans, I don't know, man. It's a tough call whether we keep 4 or 5. I would say maybe keep 5 and keep Justin around. Specialist Jay Elliott and then Rick Lovato. Yeah. Aaron Siposs, and they both might not be on the roster. Aaron's been better, but it's been a shit show. So anyways, it could be interesting. I don't know how this would look, but we're gonna keep some depth at not just one position but several. And I don't think we put Davion Taylor on the practice squad this year. Ben Van Summer, I think we really do try to get him on there. In second thought, but we're gonna end the video here. You're not even watching though, but it's all good. I love making these videos and love talking about the Eagles. So, anyways, like I said, we're out. But as always, it's fly Eagles fly and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Centron Anime, Centron Life, or Centron Laughs, or other social media.